Boom. Sound check, sound check. Sound check. Sound check. Come on. Come on, sound. Alright, we got sound.
Come on.
We got sound. Sound has been confirmed.
Alright, we got sound.
So welcome, bow betters. Again, hopefully everything is okay. We are going to sample this Acre Hallow double IPA with this vintage Macanudo 1988. It's a little damaged as here. I'll pull it out of the bag here, guys. Give me a second here. I know I don't get a lot of viewers on my cigar. Why I chose this thing today is take a look at its condition, guys. It's a little beat up, right? This is a vintage cigar. It is from 1988. It was already a vintage cigar when I acquired it. So now we're at like, this thing is like from 1988. So it's older than most of you guys. And you can see it's a little beat up. So I figured rather than wait to try to get it rehumidified and everything else, it might damage it. I'm just going to go for it. So that's what we have today, is this vintage Macanudo 1988 cigar. It is a unique cigar that you're not going to find these anywhere in a store. Even a collector may not have them, because by now they might have smoked them. These were released, I believe, in 1995. So I've had them for over 25 years. So this is a unique cigar, unique experience, but I'd rather smoke this and try to get something out of it, even though it's damaged, rather than wait to rehumidify it. Maybe it gets worse. So I'm going to take that risk. Oh, yeah. Hello, welcome, bow betters. Brian's not in the house yet, guys. He will be. Boom, 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 boom. What's up, everybody? Continuous sound check would be helpful. Boom, boom. There we go, Boomhauer. Let me see if I got myself in there. I'm gonna do the half acre, guys. Hope you guys are having. I had a great lunch. I made my own lunch. You know, I gotta do this. Yeah, there we go. And that'll do it. That'll do it. I'm dying to have this beer and this cigar right now, I'm telling you. This cigar is one of my favorite cigars, the Macanudo Vintage 1988. Again, very unique cigar, unique smoke. Oh wow, I didn't even notice I had an up-down cigar tobacco bag. I keep these, by the way, I keep a lot of things. But yeah, this is a unique cigar. It doesn't have any aroma on it right now. By the way, we are going to discuss MMA today. We're going to go through 3 select fights that I did a little research on because initially at the beginning of the week I was on the fence on these 3 bouts if I were going to even bet them, and quite honestly I did bet one and I might bet another one of them. I'm still on the fence on betting those, but if you stick around towards the end of the video, I've already placed 3 bets, 2 very large bets. I did a near max bet on my parlay. I did a 4-unit bet on a parlay, and I think it's a square parlay, and I think a lot of you guys probably already know what that parlay is, because the number on one of the fighters just went astronomically insane. It went from like I got it at like a minus 220, and now it's like at a minus 360 in one day, which is absurd. I mean, you guys, I was hesitant to even jump on that number. And then I feel that I'm actually not as confident going with the herd. It scares me even more that maybe these 2 fighters are overvalued, considering that it's going to be each of their first UFC debuts. So I've sort of given you a hint of who those fighters are, what that play is, but I will just say that if you're playing it today, I got a far superior number than you did. You know, a two-piece at plus, at minus 160 for these two fighters at this point would be a steal. It's not that now. You're going to be over minus 200. And if you're betting real increments, if you're betting like, not real increments, but if you're betting like what I did, and there are 4 units, you know, $400 to make like $300 or just under $300, those added points do count. The line movement doesn't matter if you're just betting sort of straight, like just $50. It does, but it's not the same. Where really that line movement matters is if you're betting large quantity or making a larger wager, you know, in the $1,000 plus area. It matters a lot. Those pennies add up into real dollars, and you know, it could mean like $100 on your bet, whereas like some of us bet $100 in an evening. So that $100 matters. Admittedly, my range of betting has increased. Have more money to bet, especially with the parlays. Good and bad, guys. Good and bad. You know, there is. You know, last week, for example, I was betting at the unit or a unit and a half or even 2 unit mark. I was saved because I put 2 units at the very end there on Nate Diaz. I wish I would have bet the sub, but I was saved there that evening because I had a lot of other bets that just washed, that didn't cash for me. So I burned through a lot of cash, and if I didn't hit that, I would have been a big loser. I ended up breaking even, if not just making like $40 for the night, which I hate doing. You're wagering anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a night, and then you're breaking even. It's a big risk doing that, guys, because eventually you're going to get hit. You're going to hit, I'm going to lose all 500 of it or lose 1,000 of it, which will be of detriment to me. That's really like a bank killer to an extent. So word of the wise, you know, gamble within your means. I know I told people in the past to avoid leveling up, to stay within your range in terms of what you're doing, right? In terms of your gambling, like don't start just, you know, going from $10 and then right away going to 100, right? I eased into it. I've leveled into it where I have enough experience. So I got 3 years in the MMA gambling in my background now, where yes, $100 might be, I wouldn't say it's out of my range. I would say it's in sort of like that sweet spot of where I should be. But that I bet so much. You know, I used to bet a lot of fights, even more fights than what I'm doing now. You know, it could get you into some financial problems, right? Like betting $1,000 a night when you're making, you know, $2,000, $1,500 a paycheck is significant, right, guys? So pay attention to what you're doing, have fun with it, but at the same time, you know, managing that bankroll and being smart of what you are wagering. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm just getting greedy. I'm still down. I think like close to $2,000. I did have a couple winning weeks. Last week was a little like $40 here, $40 there, but it's those big bets, and I placed another big bet, which scares me. It's those big bets and losing those that really were the crux or the crutch of or pain of my losing. What's up, Real News? Everything's going good, bro. Just had some lobster and steak for lunch. I'm living good. Got the Hallow Double IPA, the Half Acre, about to bust through this vintage cigar here. Like I said, guys, not a lot of aromas on it. In fact, unfortunately, I smell a lot of the butter that was on. Even though I washed my hand, I had a lot of butter with my lobster. And lobster was on sale, guys. Here's another easy way to save money, guys, is to cook your own food. I had surf and turf. I paid $11 for 2 lobster tails and bought a steak for $7, a New York strip steak on sale for $7. So here I had a lunch that I made myself for under $20, right? But I had surf and turf. I had lobster and steak for $20, for under $20, like $17, guys. Come on. That's how you're able to afford, you know, $13 4-packs, have vintage cigars, have money to gamble. If you're eating out at Chipotle for $10 a meal or more, $12 a meal, and I'm having surf and turf for $17, who's winning? I'm winning that, right? I'm getting a better meal for myself, eating better food, quality food, healthier food, and I'm saving money. At the end of the day, I'm saving money because I'm getting a premium, organic fucking beef with lobster tails. Come on. Come on. Surf and turf for under 20 bucks. Come on. Who eats that way? This guy. This guy. That's right. So don't mean to, I'm not trying to throw everything in your faces, but you will save a lot of money if you eat, cook your own food, shop wisely. You can eat very, very well, right? And learn how to cook. Learn how to make really nice salads. Learn how to make your own pasta. Learn how to, just cook. Practice cooking, and you'll save a lot of money instead of eating out. Because eating at McDonald's, even, you're spending more money than me, and I'm having better food. I'm having surf and turf, and you're fucking having, Chick-fil-A and goddamn McDonald's for lunch. And you're paying the same money. I mean, who wins there? Me. Ooh, I already had this double IPA yesterday. I couldn't go live, and I think it's because somebody's trying to own the Sip and Smoke moniker I got. I can tell there's not a lot of flavor left on this cigar. No, check that. A lot of cedar because I had it so long. I'm a little frightened to cut it. I'm getting a little draw on it already, guys. So I'm going to take an ever so soft cut of it. Yes, yes. See that? I mean, I did so little. You're not going to be able to see that, but... I hope there's still some flavor in this thing. Yeah, exactly, Real News. Yeah, get a couple pork chops, throw it in the slow cooker or barbecue it. Some baked beans. Yeah, you're doing it right, man. You don't need to, go to Chipotle every meal like fucking Joey does. Oh, we're going to use it to do DuPont. I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah, I remember why I love this cigar. Man, you guys. These were like $20 a piece back in 1994. Even in its condition, the minimum I would take is like $50 to $100. It's pretty beat up. That's why that's why I'm trying to smoke it, and it's coming out okay. The flavors are astronomically refined. Incredible cedar. Wow, my goodness, that's everything I remember about this cigar. Extremely aromatic. Great oils to it, but not a heavy oil. It's not like a butter. It is, the oil on it is just fantastic. Yes. A strong, nutty taste. Good. The leathery character to it is, it's hard to, I can't describe it, how it still has a leatheriness to it, but it's still like not young. It is a vintage cigar, but man, this thing is really good. A lot of peanut in it. You know, when you think of like when you're sucking on a peanut shell, that's what the flavor is on this thing. And I don't mind that. I don't, you know, even though it's just a peanut, it tastes good. And the leatheriness is good as well. Mm. So guys, the first 3 fights, just select fights that we're going to take a look at. The first one is Chidi Njokuani versus Gregory Rodriguez. Chidi is actually 33 years old, and we still do not know how old Gregory Rodriguez is. He says he's only 30 years old, but I think he's lying. That dude looks a lot older than he's 33. Both guys are big, big, big dudes. But Chidi in this has a 5-inch reach advantage when Gregory Rodriguez already has a reach of 75 inches. That's insane. Chidi's reach is 80 inches, and he's going to be faster with his jab and with that reach. They are the same height. Both dudes are huge. Chidi is 2-0 in the UFC, and Gregory Rodriguez is 3-1. Chidi is a finisher, and so is Gregory Rodriguez. The fight duration for Gregory Rodriguez, though, is 10.38 compared to Chidi's of just 2 minutes or just over 2 minutes. Chidi has a 100% finish rate, whereas Gregory Rodriguez's finish rate is 59%, even though he is a finisher. The XR percentages here, Chidi has a 100% XR percentage rate compared to Gregory Rodriguez has a better XR number. So Rodriguez will win rounds if this goes the distance. I forgot what goes the distance is on this, so let me go look right now. I believe it's like plus 300. Let's confirm that. There are a couple other fights, guys, that I think we're going to review in addition to this one. We're not going to go through the whole card, although we could discuss it. But yeah, not to go the distance is plus. Yes to go the distance is plus 190. Oh yeah. Not to go the distance is minus 265. I thought that yes to go the distance would be a little greater than that, but minus 265 it seems appropriate. I think both these guys, it's going to be a finish. I wouldn't say it's Rodriguez by submission or anything, but as I'm going to tell you, just right out of the gate, as everyone's been telling you, Gregory Rodriguez needs to wrestle Chidi because Chidi is a dangerous dude on the feet. Gregory has had a stronger strength of schedule and much better opponents. He spends 78% of his time at distance compared to Chidi, who likes to get in your face. He only spends time at distance like 19%. That's because he crowds and bullies people. He's so big in closing that distance. Chidi strikes more, and Rodriguez has more knockdowns, but Chidi has a better knockdown rate. But and Rodriguez actually is more accurate at distance. I like Rodriguez needing to get this in some kind of a control position. He is 79% at a control rate. He has better takedown defense compared to Chidi. Oh, Chidi is actually 100% takedown defense, but he has good takedown defense. Rodriguez needs to get this to the ground. I think that it's a smoother path of victory if Gregory Rodriguez plays an MMA, takes an MMA role here. My fear is Rodriguez is going to stand and bang with Chidi. He's going to be comfortable on the feet. He's a big guy himself. He likes to be the hammer himself. But Chidi's going to have a huge speed advantage. Rodriguez is strong, but he's not fast. He's not fast in his movements. He's not fast on his feet. He's not fast with his hands. He's not even slick or fast with his jiu-jitsu. But I think having that Brazilian background, having that jiu-jitsu in his pocket, but not the wrestling, is going to be the problem. That's why it's a tough bout here. I'm leaning Gregory Rodriguez, but you could go either way. Like, if you go with Chidi, I think that the knockout prop is what you should look at. The TKO prop at plus 175, so you get to that plus money, or just on the money line, or if they let you do in-fight parlays, if you could parlay Chidi Njoku with that KO, might be the route. Gregory Rodriguez, I don't really know about his submission game. I don't have a lot of confidence in it. But if he can wrestle, right? Like if he can actually wrestle, let's look at some of the, get back to the wrestling statistics here. Let me see if I can open it up here. I think what I remember with this Macanudo vintage, it is a Jamaican cigar. It has a Jamaican filler with a Mexican binder and a Connecticut, aged Connecticut vintage wrapper. So this has very unique flavors, very plantainish. Love this thing. That little banana or ripe banana character, not sweet banana, or ripe plantain, you know, plátanos. Yeah, Real News is saying that he's on the, you know, yeah, it's going to be strategy in this one. But I fear, and that's why I don't have a lot of, I was going to put a big bet on Rodriguez, and he's now plus money. I wish that he moved to even more plus money, and that would like maybe entice me to get on the Rodriguez side, because he does have the grappling upside. But I don't think he's going to use it. You know, I think he's just more of a traditional, more of a kickboxer guy. And here's like Real News. Rodriguez also plans on taking a break, with Chidi being, you know, born soon. I think the spot where I bet Rodriguez in the fight, Rodriguez, I'd have to go with him by sub. Yeah, I don't trust, you know, Real News. I don't trust Rodriguez's submissions ability here. I don't think that he is, you know, some of these Brazilians, just because they're Brazilians, aren't like jiu-jitsu guys. They have the jiu-jitsu belt that they get, but it's a McDonald's jiu-jitsu belt, right? It's not, you know, they're going to find a coach that's going to give them a black belt. And you know, I just don't think that his submission game is there. I just don't think it's there. But he's going to have to grapple, and he's going to be forced to grapple, right? He's got, you know, Rodriguez has better control rate. He has better time in the control position. His takedown ratio is horrible. He's tried 7 takedowns and not gotten any of them. So he has a 50% takedown ratio, but he does attempt at least almost 2 takedowns a fight, and he's only attempted 2 submissions. So, you know, Rodriguez has 100% takedown defense himself, and actually Chidi's is 71%. But Njoku has faced 36 takedowns per round. Oh my God, that's insane. That can't be correct. That number cannot be correct. There's no way. He's, you know, per fight, per round, like everybody just tries to take him down, and everybody, and so you have to look at that number as holding. Like his takedown defense is legit, and you have to look at Rodriguez's lack of takedowns. You know, despite trying, it was at 7, you know, and he's failed at all of them, as a problem. I think that's going to be problematic for Rodriguez. I think he's going to stand on the feet, and I'm going to not bet this bout, but I think that Njoku is going to knock him out. I think that Rodriguez is not going to be able to get the takedown. I think that Njoku's going to knock him out, and that's why it's plus 175. Rodriguez by TKO or knockout is plus 360, and him by submission is plus 460. So Vegas leans on him possibly having a submission upside. I wouldn't bet that plus 460. I think there's another position that we'll discuss here in a moment, like in that plus 460 range. There's actually plus 500. It might be a better position where I think it's just more binary of what is going to happen, because I wouldn't trust Rodriguez with that submission. I just think that this fight might just be a pass, or you know, the lines are so close that it's not a bad money line bet on either fighter. You don't have to bet a prop here. You don't have to bet a prop. I think that a good money line bet is in order. I'm just going to stay away from this one because I already have money in a lot of other, or just more money in something that's giving me a better return on my investment. So I'm going to stick to that. So next fight that I was on the fence with, that I wanted to look at, was Andre Fili versus Bill Algeo. I mean, like, man, Fili is very inconsistent. The guy is 9-8 in the UFC, but he's good, right? Like, he's got skills and abilities, but his record is not indicative of that, right? And Bill Algeo is no joke. I mean, Bill Algeo is a very durable guy with skills, and the line is wide. I think Andre Fili here is like, what, a -2 something? What was it? It's definitely a dog or pass situation. I was initially going to be on Fili, and then I saw like what the number was, and I'm like, I am off of that. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I would not parlay Fili. Oh, Fili's now only -124. He was like close to -200 earlier. So hey, this has become a more attractive fight then. I didn't notice the line movement. I mean, I like Fili a lot better at -124 than what he was earlier, like -200 or something like that. It was close to -200. If not over that, because Algeo, again, is only 3-2 in the UFC. Oh my God. This cigar takes me back. A lot of great memories with the cigar. Great flavors. You know, they're both the same age, about a year between them. Fili's going to have only a 1-inch reach advantage and doesn't have the height for once. Usually he's a pretty tall guy. He's 5'11". Algeo is 6 foot. I think that, you know, Fili has a more history. He has UFC record 9-8. I'm really surprised he's in the UFC. I think a lot of it has, and he's 3-3 since in his last 5 fights, where Algeo is 3-2. Not a lot to be said there. Their average fight duration, both these guys go the distance. Neither guy is a finisher, with Fili completing 39% of his fights inside the distance, whereas Algeo is 20%. Fili does have a better XR number at 20.18 compared to 10 in Algeo. So he can win rounds, but the XR percentage is strongly in favor of Algeo at 73%. Both guys have had 1/3 of their fights by knockout. Fili has lost 1/4 of his fights by submission as well as via knockout, whereas Algeo's never been submitted nor knocked out. So I think this is going to be a fight that stays on its feet, which I think favors Fili. He's got a better strength of schedule by far. Huge, like 3-1. Like his total opponents that he's faced, they have had 60 fights in UFC, whereas Algeo's opponents have only had 18. And the win percentage is negligible, and the total opponent wins amongst UFC, the people that face, is astronomical in favor of Fili, just having the better ring generalship or the better octagon experience. So I mean, just the wealth of his knowledge should help Fili quite a bit. But you know, it's a fight, so sometimes that experience doesn't matter. Fili stays always at distance at 64% compared to Algeo's 46%. Algeo's actually more, even though he spends less time out there, he's more active at 7.10. Fili's been knocked down 4 times and has also knocked down his opponents 4 times, whereas Algeo doesn't have that power. He's got no knockdowns, nor has he been knocked down. Fili's not as accurate. Algeo's more accurate at distance. Both these guys defensively are very similar. I think they're both very hittable, which makes this fight, again, very volatile. The grappling, I think Fili's grappling is well overrated. His takedown ratio is much better than, he's attempted 32, his takedown accuracy is like 50%. He's more active with his takedowns, more active with his submissions and attempt submissions. He's got 2 submissions in the UFC, but he spends less time being controlled. Wow, and Fili's faced 63 takedowns compared to Algeo's 43. He has better takedown defense. I think this is going to be a fight that stays on the feet. And, I just have to go with Fili on paper. And I like that he's only -121. Him with Song Yadong on the card. I'm hoping that maybe Fili is I know that he was making movies. he's got to realize that this is his last chance, and this is a fight that if he loses this, it could be him out of the UFC. I don't think that comes into play a lot with these fighters, realizing like their UFC opportunity is possibly going to end. But if I were Feely, and if I were Uriah Faber, I'd be coaching Feely like his career depended on it. Like, not this is his life dependent on it, his life dependent on it, but like I'd be like, you know, let's change shit up. You know, we're gonna do things differently. Your head is gonna be. I'm gonna push Andre Feely if I was his coach. I'm gonna get him out of that complacent mode. And same for Bill Algier. If I'm his coach, same thing. These guys are in very similar positions. It's like loser goes home, basically. So I'm on Feely just because of the stronger strength of schedule, a little better fight IQ, but he's also worn a little bit more. So, but still, I think Feely has a little better of an upside here at minus 121. Not a bad stab at the money line, but let me know what you guys think. Real News is saying that yes, the asking if the Apex changes shit. Absolutely, the Apex is a smaller octagon. Like, unfortunately for me, on one of my other positions, or fortunately, not having the ability to circle and move as much hurts fighters like, say, Sandhagen. Like Izzy. If Izzy was fighting against Pieta in the Apex, Izzy's going to have a harder time fighting in that phone booth. He needs that movement. He needs that extra space in order to keep distance and to keep the fight at range where he wants to, right? So the Apex, and then it's how you grapple. That certain grapplers have an advantage there, and then others don't, right? Like certain, you know, I don't know. I haven't determined which. I have to think about that. That's actually a good question to myself. Like, I think jiu-jitsu guys, you would think have an advantage in the smaller octagon against like wrestlers, but they don't, right? It's actually worse for them for some reason. I think the jiu-jitsu guys are able to get the wrestlers are able to get top position easier. And here's a point of discussion of like top position in MMA compared to top position in just raw jiu-jitsu. Like, I think it's different, right? Like, some guys can work off their back well. Top position is crucial in both, but in MMA, top position I think is more important. Whereas in jiu-jitsu, guys don't mind grabbing back, don't mind being in bottom, but top position in MMA is of more detriment, especially if you have like good jiu-jitsu, counter jiu-jitsu, where you're not going to get an arm trap, you're not going to get in a head and arm triangle. You know, you're not going to be reversed or countered. Getting that top position in MMA is more crucial because you're able to dictate what you're doing on the ground a little bit better than just in raw jiu-jitsu, because you have the ability to strike, you have the ability to throw elbows, you have the ability to just keep your head in there really tight, stay in that guard, and then pop out of that guard or manipulate that guard towards an offensive advantage, and stay safe in that sort of zone. So the Apex does matter both in regards to grappling as well as in the striking, but I would say it's even more important in the striking. The guys that move like Sandhagen, that want to be able to use their footwork, it matters to those kinds of fighters. Guys that use their footwork, being in the Apex limits that, and that's a crutch that's going to be in favor of Song Yadong. And in fact, that's the last fight that we're gonna review another one over here. But you know, Cody is a taller, longer reach. You know, again, those long legs could hurt him, but Song Yadong doesn't wrestle. Song Yadong, I think, went to Team Alpha Male to learn how to counter wrestle. I think Song Yadong is a stronger puncher by far and a stronger man, but that could be negated with Sandhagen's movement. And so Sandhagen's going to be able to move, but less, right? Because we're in the Apex. I think Song is younger. He's surging as a fighter. He's learning as a fighter still. but Sandhagen is one smart motherfucker. The guy is a cerebral fighter. I think he got ripped off on the, on a few bouts. I think he beat Dillashaw. And I think this thing is good. His own self-awareness, fight awareness hurt him there. Like he slowed down, he wanted to move, and he wanted a point fight. Because he was at risk of getting taken down. Like if he was too aggressive, Dillashaw was still able to like control him, clinch him, and slow down the pace. So he slowed himself, wanting to fight on the outside. And I don't think he's going to have that issue with Song Yadong. And I think really it's going to come down to grappler versus striker. I think that Sandhagen can stay with him. Right? They have similar fight XR numbers. Song has a better XR percentage at 60% compared to 73% for him. Song has never been knocked out nor sunk. Sandhagen is a stronger, by far. The strength of schedule is ridiculous. Both fight at distance. Sandhagen expends like 7.3 strikes at distance per minute, whereas Song is 5.6. But Song's strikes are a lot harder. Sandhagen absorbs more strikes, and so his defense is there, but he absorbs more. And Song's punches, Song is a fucking monster. So Sandhagen better focus on his defense, both offensively in terms of his striking as well as his takedown defense. But he's not gonna have to worry about his takedown defense as much. Sandhagen doesn't have the best takedown defense. Song's 61% takedown defense scares the shit out of me. I think Sandhagen can really exploit that and just get the sort of lay and pray win. He doesn't have to sell him. He just has to strike, change levels, take him down, just hold him down. And that's what Song went to Team Alpha Male to learn. He went there to fucking learn how to counter fucking wrestle, and he's been there for so long. It's gotta pay off. If it doesn't pay off this fight, his career's done. His time in the UFC, if he can't beat Sandhagen, he's not going to get in the top. He's going to be less than a gatekeeper. He's got to win this fight in order to be someone significant in the UFC. Or else he might as well just go to one or to another place, because Sandhagen would just expose him as just being a striker. Here's the saving thing for Song is that Cody Stamann and Kyler Phillips basically account for all the takedowns that Song, and 6 of those were from Cody Stamann, right? Cody just wrestled him, and in those fights, Song Yadong actually outstruck, and the differential between the control rate wasn't great. He got back up, or they didn't control him too long, but yet one of them was a draw, and I think the other one he lost. Casey Kenny took him down once, and he outstruck all of them. He outstruck Casey Kenny, he outstruck Kyler Phillips, and he outstruck Cody Stamann, and he lost or gotten decisions with those guys. And I think it's just optics. It was the judges and optics. I really think that that time is done. I think that Song, I didn't look at let's look at the TKO line for Song. I don't want to write off fucking Sandhagen. I've made money off both these guys. These guys are cows for me, especially Song Yadong. I've made a killing on Song Yadong. Song Yadong might, other than Israel Adesanya, might be the fighter that I've made the most money on gambling. Yeah, I think so. Think so, guys. That being said, Song Yadong plus 450 by TKO. Man, that's appealing. I know Sandhagen is a tough guy, and he's been in there with some of the best, but Song's body, and he hits harder than most of these guys, right? Most people in the division. He's strong. Yes, he's not a super finishing machine, but I think he's surging into becoming a finisher. I think Song would have benefited by leaving Team Alpha Male and going, so we're Trevor Whitman, or you know, someone that would have made his refined his striking to be that finishing striking, right, where he becomes that finisher. So what I did, guys, is I had a free bet, $50 free bet. Yes, I'm on now gambling on both FanDuel and MGM. I recommend FanDuel. MGM sucks. They're a thing. Realness saying he's watching Yadong do wrestling earlier and was also searching for grappling match versus Jacob Rodriguez they couldn't find. I think it's going to be highlighted as very high fight IQ on the broadcast. You know, both guys have a good fight IQ, but I have to favor Sandhagen's fight IQ. The guy is a smart fighter, super cerebral. He's better overall in mixed martial arts. But Song Yadong is just a physical monster. The guy can take it, and he's not getting subbed. I mean, Sandhagen might be able to take him down, but Song will try to get up. He's so strong. Let's see, it's that takedown defense from Song. But I had a $50 free bet on MGM, so I placed a $50 free bet on Song Yadong. And here's advice, you guys. I agree with Joey. Like, if you guys get that $50 free bet, you have choices of what you want to do, right? Like you could put it on Joe Pfeiffer, like a big favorite, and you're gonna win your money back, maybe, right? You're gonna win a little bit bucks. But why not use that free bet on a dog that you? I was on the fence on this fight. Now I don't have to bet the fight. I threw a $50 free bet on it on Song Yadong, right? And if I lose it, I don't care. It was a free bet. It was free money. Right? I'm on the fence already about it, so might as well just like throw it on a dog. You know, I got like plus 185 on it. I was like, okay, sure. I might, because I was going to bet already, I was going to bet like 25 bucks, 30 bucks on it. Right? Or even 40 bucks on it. And this way I bet 50. Right? And it's somebody else's money, so I just get all the winnings on it. I use another free bet, because I just signed up though, these other ones, on another fight that we could talk about. In fact, let's just get to that fight right now. Because I was initially on somebody here on the money line. Let's look at the fight between that Damon Jackson and Pat Sabatini interests me as well. A lot of interest in that fight, but guess what fight I did place multiple bets on is this fight between my girl Jillian Robertson with the fine skin, her fine skin ass. Oh my God. And her hair, Jillian Robertson just does it for me as an MMA fighter. I don't know why she's not more famous as like a good-looking female UFC fighter, because she's got the best alabaster skin, the softest, freshest hair. I mean, her hair is red and I bet it smells like roses. Her feet are very, very soft. Oh, that skin. Oh. I'm telling you, it gets to me, guys. Before I pour out even more, let me go fill up on another half-acre double IPA over here. We're going to talk about this fight, Jillian Robertson and Agapovia. It's pretty simple, guys. I think it is what it is. It is Jillian Robertson by submission or Maria Agapovia by TKO. It is that. I think it's binary. I really do think. I don't think it's going to go the distance. Sure, most women's fights do go the distance, but most of these women are finish or be finished. Both these women are finish or be finished women, with Agapovia just being so fucking aggressive in terms of her striking. And then Jillian Robinson being so fucking aggressive with her jiu-jitsu. Like, she's Din Thomas, fucking black belt woman. She's a little older. You know, both records are in the UFC are not great. Jillian Robinson's only 7-5. I think her fine ass is what's saving her in the UFC, being 7-5 and being Canadian. Because that woman's beautiful. Ooh. Yeah, Jillian Robinson is a sub or bust kind of fighter, and I think Agapovia is a TKO or bust fighter. Jillian Robinson is 5-4 in the UFC since 2019, whereas Agapovia just got in. She's 2-2. Jillian Robinson, her average fight duration is like 9.5 minutes compared to Agapovia's 7 points a minute. 100% finish rate for Agapovia. Either she finishes or gets finished. And Jillian Robinson's 67%, which is no joke. Like, either she gets finished or she finishes. The expected round percentage is 62% for Agapovia, whereas Robinson is 56%. Agapovia has been submitted. Her losses are... Wait, that's flipped. There was a mistake here, guys. Jillian Robinson, I think most of her wins are by submission. It says Agapovia has 100% finish rate by submission, whereas Jillian Robinson has 71%. That could be correct. Knockout losses 50% for... I think it's the opposite. Something's wrong here. I think that what I'm looking at is flip. You know, Jillian Robinson has a stronger strength of schedule, better opponents, better wins amongst opponents, but I think that striking is going to be just far, you know, Agapovia is going to be faster, come from different angles, stronger. You know, she spends more time at distance. She lands 8.84 strikes per minute at distance compared to 3.29. Strike differential is 4 points. Like 2 knockdowns in the UFC, a better knockdown rate, and better accuracy at 52% compared to 35. Defensively, Agapovia absorbs a lot of strike, but is Jillian Robinson going to be able to bring any of it? She takes a lot herself. Knockdown ratio is 0. Here's the clinching, the grappling. Like, Jillian Robinson has a 66% rate of control in clinch and ground compared to 30. She spends 43% of her fights in a controlled position compared to 15, which is insane. It is a striker versus grappler matchup. And without going, and I don't trust, you know, like, I get it. Like, let's just go to the, you know, the defensive grappling. Both. Here's the problem with Jillian Robinson. Her takedown ratio, she has attempted 18 takedowns and succeeded in 5. She, you know, her takedown accuracy is only 41%. But the takedown defense for Agapovia is only 43% compared to Jillian Anderson's 29%, because she doesn't mind being taken down. I think Agapovia just doesn't need to fall in that trap of playing a grappling game against Jillian Robinson and getting trapped in that armbar from guard. She can take Robertson down and she cannot fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick. She cannot fall for the trap of getting into a grappling match with Jillian Robinson where she thinks she has a strength advantage and she's in top position and she's going to get subbed from bottom, right? Like, Jillian Robinson's going to sub her from bottom with that armbar from guard or sweep her into a different position. She needs to remain on the feet and just outpoint, out aggression. So, to make a long story short, I took another one of those $50 free bets and I put it on Agapovia via TKO at plus 500, and in fact I threw another $40 of my own money on that prop, because that's what I was going to put on Agapovia on the money line, and rather than money line, I'd rather chase that big juice, the big meat, and so I went with Agapovia at plus 500 for the TKO. Yeah, real news. I normally like favoring the grappler myself, but I think that here, Agapovia is no joke. I think we you know, yes, I bet. Who bet Dobson at plus 900 against Agapovia? Who bet on the money line? This guy. This guy still got that ticket. I made a guy some house money. I made this dude some like life-changing money by taking Dobson. I took Dobson. You know, I took that bet. You know what I mean? Debut, doesn't matter, guys. Doesn't matter. That's why I'm scared of the, like, you guys have made it this far. So the main play this week, guys, is Joe Pfeiffer and Belheur. parlay, I got it at minus 160 and I hammered it. Right? I mean, you guys have been watching the UFC stuff, right? So earlier in the week we watched it. I bet it twice. I bet like 200 earlier in the week, like and got that minus, I think it was like minus 150, minus 160 price. And then I bet it again yesterday before the line went astronomically crazy, and I got that minus 160 something price. And now if you took that parlay, I'll tell you what the Bell Hoover Pfeiffer parlay would be. And it's a score parlay, but I mean, these two, the way they're hyping up the Zellhuber is now minus 355. I got him at, oh my God, I was about to bet him on the money line when he was minus 180. And Joseph Pfeiffer has remained, actually he's gone down. Pfeiffer was like minus 500, so now actually it's not so bad. Minus 177, you could still bet that, minus 177. I think that's a solid parlay. I think it's coverable. You know, I put in 4 units, and let's just say if I put in the 4 units now, come on. If I put in the 400 now, yeah, 400 wins me $229. It's okay. You see where the points matter now. You know, if you're betting those big increments, it matters. So I have a huge bet on there with Daniel Zuhelber and Joe Pfeiffer. I got it at a better rate than that, much better. I'm happy with that bet. Is it risky? Absolutely. One of these rookies, it's both of their first introduction to the UFC. It could falter. It could end up biting me in the ass. But I went all in. I wanted to go even more. I stayed away from going even harder than that. I mean, $500, $400. Oh yeah, but why it's $500 is because in addition to Zellhuber and Pfeiffer, I did Zellhuber and I did Zellhuber and my boy Zellhuber, boom, with Basharat. Not just after last night. I was big on Basharat. Basharat has good takedown defense. Basharat has good jiu-jitsu in his hands, and he's gonna get back up. Yes, he has skinny legs, but he's gonna get back up. I think he could knock out Tony Gravely, but Gravely definitely has the wrestling advantage and can make this into a really, really tough fight. Notice I'm staying away from other favorites like Aspen Ladd, as well as the other woman, even Lacobono. I don't really trust her. Oh, her number came down a little bit. And Basharat's number dropped. Money's coming in on Gravely. So I got it better than plus 109. Right? I got it like, I think a plus 130. Again, it does matter. So I put a unit on that. Just say if you put a unit on it right now on Basharat and Zellhuber. And I thought of doing a 3-piece on them. Zellhuber, Pfeiffer, and Basharat. So if you put a unit on it, you're going to get a unit. Not bad. The balance on this cigar, guys, is unheard of. Great. The leather taste is fantastic. Again, the aromas are just superb. I mean, man, it's just such a good cigar, guys. And I'm glad I smoked it. I think it was going to get worse, and I just, you know, it's got a lot of cracks in it. The draw's still good. Real news, that's the next fight we're going to talk about. Let's talk about that. Pat Sabatini and the Leech. And I'll tell you what, man, I have a hard time. I've lost so money against the Leech. And Sabatini killed me. Oh my God, I bet so much money on Sabatini getting the sub last time out. I think I did a max bet on him by submission. I think I had like almost $300 on him by submission. And I think it was like plus, I want to say it was like plus 1,100. Like I would have won like a couple $1,000. And he was on the dude's back for like ever. Oh my God, I forget. Like, and what's ridiculous is that the UFC or UFC stats had, like, yeah, how much? Let's look at that fight that he was in last time. They had him at like no sub attempts, and the dude attempted like fucking goddamn 60 subs and didn't get it. You know, he didn't get the sub, which I think is ridiculous. Let's see Pat Sabatini here. Pat Sabatini. Let me look at that fight. Yeah, against was it against TJ? Yeah, was it? Yeah, TJ Laramie. They had 0 sub attempts. The dude attempted like 50 fucking subs. He had like 7 minutes, like almost 8 minutes of control time, and they have, and UFC stats has him like 0 sub attempts. He had like fucking, he tried to get that hand in there so much. I stand to be corrected. I think I think it might have been more than, Sabatini might have been by submission more than plus 1,100. It was a bad number. I wanted to burn Vegas on that one. I put like $300 on, I think it was like plus 1,700, guys. I honestly think it was like up there. Like it was ridiculously high because both guys are grapplers. And I don't know why they gave us that number, but I hammered it. I'm like, fuck that. And that's at my max level for a prop bet, beyond my max level. Usually it's like $200. 300 for sure is a little bit above my max level for a prop bet. And I put that $300 and I lost it. I still ended up like, I think I still ended up like making money that evening, barely. But the bad taste in my mouth for Sabatini is still there, bro. But he's a good fighter. I think he is the better stand-up fighter here. I don't think he's a better wrestler. And God, you know, like, I'm not gonna. Damon Jackson is a dog. The dude, he's like sneaky. Don't let the receding hairline fool you. Sabatini's undefeated in the UFC. Both guys are, Jackson's 4-1 in the UFC since 2019. Sabatini undefeated. Sabatini's gone more rounds. 50% of Damon Jackson's fight ended distant career to a quarter. The XR numbers, XR rounds are in favor of the Leech, although Sabatini has the better XR percentage. Knockout wins, neither guys have won knocked out. Submission wins, Leech has got 50% of his wins by submission compared to Sabatini, 25%. Knockout losses, 50%. Strength of schedule, I mean, the Leech has got a better strength of schedule by far. By far, he's got a better strength of schedule. He spends more time at distance. He's more active at distance. Although I think Sabatini's a better striker. He has a better knockdown ability. He has better striking accuracy, Sabatini. But it's going to be really, like, that's the other thing. The Leech's striking defense is horrible. He absorbs six strikes per minute compared to Sabatini's 4. Doesn't have a knockdown rate. The wrestling, man, it seems like Sabatini has a better wrestling pedigree. He spends, he's in the better by far in terms of his clinch and control, and his takedown ratios about the same. Man, that fight, man, I don't want to stay away from it. I think it's dog or pass, But they're in that range, right? They're in that range where they're about similar. Sabatini dropped. Money came in on the Leech. That fight should have been even money, and now that fight is Sabatini still minus 200 almost. Nah, no way. I think the Leech is a dog there. I think you either take the Leech or you pass, and I wouldn't go hard on either one. I would not parlay this fight. Do not parlay Pat Sabatini. I thought about it. is throwing a flyer, like, or putting them with some, you know, like with Joe Pfeiffer, to try to get that number down. Like, you find a fighter that, I mean, I'm even worried about Basharat in that range. But Joe Pfeiffer is the, even at minus 500, I don't like parlaying those dudes, but he is the parlay phalanx, or the not the lock or the anchor. I'm parlaying him with a couple people, and that's it. Like, the main parlay is with Bell Huber. I already placed it. I already got my number on it. I pretty much put the whole bank on it. That's not to say the truth, because to review, I have a free bet Song Yadong to win $50. A free bet of $50 Agapovia to win by TKO of $50, in addition to another $40 on her to win by TKO. So that's you know, that's pretty juicy. At plus 500, had to do it when I saw that number. Had to do it. Hopefully I punish UFC Vegas with that. I took Belhuer. I also have his finish line for another $50. I have Belhuer with Basharat for a unit. So I put another unit on there. So I'm committed there. And is there somebody or some bet that I'm missing? I don't think so. I think that's it. Belhuer by finish. The parlay between Zellhuber and Basharat. And then Daniel Zellhuber with Pfeiffer as my main play. Like, basically close to $500, because that was the other free bet. I had another $50 or $100 free bet that I put on that parlay, and then so I mean, I just get the profit of those free bets, and that was the safe bet of a free bet that I did. I'm like, okay, I'll put it on the parlay. They're letting me do it. I'll put it at that minus 160 number, minus 150 number. No problem. I'll put $100 on that free bet, $100 free bet. So I mixed up my free bet. Oh, Song Yadong, free bet of $50. Song Yadong. So those are my bets for fight night. That's what I'm doing. Let me know what you guys do in the chat, what you guys have been up to. Deb the Dude is in here. Oh, his Zellhuber's a lock, yeah. Pat all day is what Deb the Dude is saying. Man, I don't know, bro. Wow. This cigar takes me back, man. It has that humidor, that perfect refinedness of it. That plantain. I love that plantain. And it's a Connecticut shade and has that plantain taste. Plátano. You guys eat the plantain one time. You know? But it's more of a ripe plantain, which is okay. It's not sweet. It has a potato-ish quality to it, but with a little sweetness. I can't describe what a plantain is, you guys. There's the super sweet plantain that's ripe, and then there's the one that's like more of a potato kind of quality, right? Like, it isn't yucca. Like, a yucca is okay. Actually, it has a yucca. Not quite. It's more of a plantain. It's like a ripe plantain, and I love that flavor, man. Go guys, go and buy a unripe plantain at the store right now, or when you can. Chop it up, fry it up, and you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. You're gonna be like, wait, this is yummy. It's a little sweet, but yet it's a little like potato-y. You know, doesn't have a ton of flavor. Right? It's not super sweet. And then you could try the ripe plantain, the one that's super sweet. And we want that in our darker cigars. But in this particular cigar, that one that's more young works. Like, this is a fabulous cigar. It's a 10 out of 10. The beer, guys, this beer fucks you up. This double IPA, super smooth, super citrus, great balance, unoffensive, easy to drink. Like, this beer, it's not rindy, right? It has that sour, but it's not super sour. It has a little bit of rind, but it's not harsh in any regards. And it's not super sweet. It still tastes like a beer. Like, all these guys are making these flavored sours. And yes, I could taste the grapefruit. Yes, I could taste the sort of orange rind and a little lemon. But it's not overpowering, you know? And I think a lot of these beers do too much. And this one doesn't. And it's got the alcohol content. Like, you drink a couple of these, I'm telling you, I'm drinking 4 of these. By the end of the night, I'm fucked up. So yeah, those are the bets, guys. If you have any questions on any other, I could look at right now. I could go through some of the other ones. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm still interested in Pat Sabatini and Damon Jackson. I hope more money comes in on Sabatini to entice me with Jackson. I'm interested. I bet Zarapova. That fight, Jillian Robinson by submission, which is only plus 140. Or Agapovia by TKO, which was plus 500. It was a no-brainer for me. I'm going where the meat is. I'm going where the meat is, you know. And I think it's like gonna end in distance. And a lot of women's fight don't, but that fight, Agapovia is a finisher, and Jillian Robinson's a finisher too. And I think it's gonna end in finishing as long as Agapovia, her cardio and her takedown defense holds up. I know it's bad, it's not fantastic, but I'm hoping that's the case. I got the free bet on Song Yadong. I wouldn't bet on Song Yadong if you don't have a free bet. I'm leaning. I want to bet Rodriguez. I'm just hoping that his numbers come down, but I'd rather right now. To be honest, guys, I'd rather throw more money on Agapovia via TKO than throw another 40 or 20 bucks on Chidi by TKO or Rodriguez by a sub or something like that, or even on Rodriguez. Right? Like, if I start to chase, I'm gonna chase the bigger prop. I'm gonna chase that plus 500, right? Because maybe the switch happens. I cashed Dobson at plus 900 against Agapovia, and now maybe she cashes me at plus 500, right? I get to a unit on her, and I might do it. I might bet another fucking. I got $50 free bet and a $40. I might bet another bit more there. I'm just, you know, I'm chasing. I think that's one of the better lines on this card. You know, like Chidi round 1 is probably a good, or that fight ends in round 1 is a good bet. Let me know what other good bets you guys have. You know, hey, New Real News, don't worry about it, man. The bets are already placed. I can buy out of them, which is great because I did these online, but I can't buy out of the free bets that I already made. And I love the free bets that I made because one of them was my main parlay. I was on Agapovia on the money line earlier in the week. I cashed that out and then was able to flip that now into a free bet and an additional bet. So I'm happy with that. And then I was on the fence on Song Yadong, you know, and I flipped that a free bet. That was a free bet. That's a free bet. I was like, okay, well, I don't have to make a decision about it. I could throw the $50 on it, half unit. I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to worry about it. It's not my money. You know, I deposited $50 and they gave me $50 free bet. I can save that $50 for a different bet, and I put the free bet on Song Yadong. I think when they give you those free bets, go on a dog. Chase the dog money. Yes. Yes, you could burn them and get the sure thing and put it on fucking Joe Pfeiffer. You know, but what are you going to make for your $50? Like $7? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to make like $8? You know? Put it on a dog. Just chase something. So with that free bet, I think it's wiser to chase somebody that you're on the fence with, like even Rodriguez. And if I had that free bet right now, or on that prop, if I had that free bet now, I might have all put it all on Agapovia TKO. Like, guys, I mean, are you here to make money or are you here to fucking win bets? You know, yes, winning bets makes money, but like, I could win that one bet and that profit from it might equate to like 10 of your wins. You know, I've done that, you know, like I bet $100 on Dobson. You know, you win $1,000 on one bet, on $100 bet. So all these guys betting the units, they're talking about unit this, unit that, and blah, 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 blah. You know, like, I make one bet, and it outscores your whole card. You know what I mean? Like, I make $1,000 on a $100 bet, that outscores you. Like, so watch it with these guys gambling here. You know, like, sometimes you got to make those kinds of risks. You know, I unfortunately do. Not unfortunately, like, hey, like, I'm a true gambler. We are about betters here. I am about better. I've slowed down a little bit on the commentary, but not on the gambling. Not on the gambling. The gambling's still going, guys. The gambling is still happening. I got tickets. I got winning tickets and I got losing tickets in the back. And I got some winning tickets that I haven't cashed. Like, you never see anybody else's tickets. You're assuming they do. And you're assuming I do. But I have fine cigars. I got good beer. I got poor equipment to show for it, but that's all right. My money's going to Mexico. My money's going here and there. You know? Guys, like, do not assume that these guys that are giving you these picks are betting what they say they're betting. For sure. They are not. You know? Wow. This also used to be my favorite gauge of cigar, 42, 43. Right? And the roll is perfect. Like, they put their masters on this cigar. Like that, I'm able to smoke it so well. Vintage 1988 Macanudo. You ain't gonna find. Go and do research on this shit. Go and do search on a vintage 1988 Macanudo cigar. That shit was like vintage when it was made. This cigar is older than you motherfuckers. You're rich and you can't afford this cigar. You can't get the cigar. That's why, like, when I used to sell these things to the rich guys, I would charge them an arm and a leg. It was like, you can't get it. It's unique. Oh, Tanner Bozer Nacimiento. The Bozer TK, I already saw the TKO line. I don't want to chase that plus 140, bro. Real news. I'm telling you, I'm not spreading myself thin. I'd rather now make, like, I used to make like 40 bets in the bet. Like, or like 30, 28. I trimmed down. Like, I went from 40 to 28. I used to bet every fight, multiple bets a fight. I used to bet like three bets a fight. I bet the under. I'd even try to parlay that shit. Couldn't do it. But now I just, you know, it's changed. But the result is the same. Like, that, for me, real news, I hate that I still bet a lot, and I bet a lot of money, and that I still, like, make even, or I make $40 or $100 or lose $40, and I'm wagering. Like, I started off wagering, I think the first day I went there to gamble, when I came back a few years ago, was $70. That first day that I bet, I made over $1,000. I made $1,300. It was one of my best days. It was my best day to date. I turned that $70 into $1,300. And I got hooked again. I got hooked again. And I ain't lying, I got the tickets to prove it. I turned $70 into $1,300. Like, on MMA gambling. And I haven't stopped since. Right? I haven't stopped since. And now, my bankroll is, what was it this week? $600. $600. So my bank is $600, and my actual bank, that's because I lost my bank. Like, I had $1,500 or two grand even at my bank, and now it's only like, you know, dude, I've been losing, you know, or barely making it. You know what I mean? I lost $2,000 this year. I cannot continue to lose money on MMA gambling. Yeah, I work overtime. Yes, I work hard. I cannot just lose that money in MMA gambling. I need to cap myself, so I haven't re-upped my my bank. Like, maybe I'll take $100, $200 and put it back into my gambling bank, but I capped it already. Like, I just can't, man. And that's what scares me. Not scares me, but it's going to be hard to me make that $2,000 back up when I'm only dealing with a bankroll of like 500, 600 bucks, right? And I'm betting like I have on that Joe Pfeiffer, I got like $400 on that. Like I'm up, you know, and I got another $40 of my own money on Agapovia by Finish, and another $100. So I'm up above my normal bank. Another $100 on Belhuber and Basharat, which scares the shit out of me. Both those fights scared the shit out of me. You know, but so, you know, I mean, at some point I gotta cap this off. Right, guys? Like, it isn't worthwhile to me to lose that kind of, I don't make the kind of money where I could lose $200 a week, or $300 a week, or $400 a week. You know what I mean? Like, I don't make that kind of money. Like, I know I don't make that kind of money. That's why I think, like, some of the cappers you guys watch are phonies. Like, right? They don't work as hard as I do. They definitely don't make as, and even if they work as much, making more money than I do, they don't gamble as much as I do, right? And I'm not trying to put, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that a lot of the guys that you guys watch are not gamblers. They are YouTube cappers. They're YouTube personalities. I am too, but I'm one that actually, like, I bet my, like, everybody used to say, oh, you're telling people to do this and that, and you're betting your hard-earned money. Guys, I bet my hard-earned money on this shit. It sucks when I lose. It sucks. It sucks bad, because that's my overtime money. It's that money that, you know, you work harder for, fucking doing doubles, and then you gotta fucking, you know, you're losing it. Like, come on, guys, come on. That's why, like, you know, it's not like I'm gonna lead you astray, but I'm gonna do what I say. Like, when I say that I bet like $500 on something, it is there, you know. I got literal receipts. You know, I got receipts. You know, I was at the Contender Series this weekend. I turned $60 into $260. That's the way it went. I made some money. Started with 60, made 260. I didn't start the unit. I didn't start big. I think a lot of the guys are confused with being a big money gambler and being a successful gambler. That is what I want to be. Yeah, guys, here's something I was thinking about just a moment ago. Like, in terms of being a successful gambler and a winning gambler. Okay, you could be a winning gambler at like 80% your wins. But what's your return of your investment? And even what have you wagered on? Like, I think like my risk to reward investment is probably going to be greater than yours. Or great. And like, you won your bets, but what was your risk? What was, you know, like, you could bet favorites all day, you know, like have an 80% winning ratio, but you've only made $2,000 over the year, where I like bet only dogs, and I bet all plus money, impaired to chalk money, and I'm down $2,000. And like, who really is the gambler here? I mean, we're both gamblers. I mean, answer me that. You know, somebody help me here. Yes, winning is the thing, right? Yeah, real news. Yeah, you're posting stuff. Great. I'm just saying, like, I know here that I'm losing more than I want to lose. right? I'm losing more than I want to because I'm wagering more now than I would have wagered in the past. Like, again, when I first started gambling, I would go for like $70, $100, $200, just enjoy the show, bet my money, and I would walk out like tripling my money. I'd walk out with $300 profit. And that's what got me addicted. And I did that every week, and started building the bank. Next, you know, the bankroll is like $2,000. You know, I got $2,000 in my gambling bank, and I still do the same thing now. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I do know. I don't mind where we're at, guys. The show is what it is right now. Cigars, drinking, talking MMA. We talked a little bit of these betting. Let me stop bragging, the bravado, whatever. I would just beware of a lot of these internet cappers, these internet people, you know. But it's all about entertainment, you know. If they're entertaining you, I'm still entertained. I still watch Community MMA. I still watch Burt MMA. I still watch Lock of the Night. I still watch Brady and fucking, you know, I watch my boy over here, fucking Uncle Wheezy. You know, I still watch those dudes. I even watch Fight Night Picks, and you know, I watch all that shit. You know, I mean, it's somewhat entertaining and it's cool. It's all right, and you're watching me too. We're gonna, but my show's a little different. We're gonna change it back to the old show, but I appreciate you, Dev, the dude, everybody here that comes in. You know, Real News. Really appreciate everybody, guys. I just want to present two more things, like beer, cigars. I don't want to eat in front of you. You know what I mean? Yeah, Renews. I you know, like with the online stuff, I've been betting other things, and I stopped doing that. I only bet MMA now. I threw some Major League Baseball flyers to get the bonus bets on the websites that I signed up for, but I'm all about MMA betting, man. Always have been. I've been gambling MMA since Bovada days, since like these cigars were made, not 1988, but like 19. I've been pro. I stopped for years. I lost like 10 G's. I used to make a lot of money, and one day I lost like 10 grand in MMA bets, and I stopped. Right, like that's when I stopped. I'm like, oh shit. No, I thought of quitting recently. This $2,000 that I lost so far this year, that's the computer that I would like to buy to make the content that I used to do, invite people and have that, and then yeah, you go, Dev. Dev's for real, man. I'm telling you guys, this cigar is fantastic. Very great leatheriness, plantain, nice banana-ish quality, no spice, with a nuttiness at the finish. Like, just so good. Like, it's just so refined. Like, this is what I want. If I were a cigar, I want to be like this. You know? I could be small, still have a lot of flavor, be well made, be diverse, right? And delicious. In fact, I am like this cigar. This is a fine cigar here, guys, and I got more of these. The locks. Looks fire. Oh yeah, looks fire. Yeah, this cigar is unheard of. I love having unparalleled, unacquirable, acquisition stuff. Guys, I'm a trained anthropologist. I'm not a big archaeology guy, but I would have been great at archaeology. I used to think of myself as wanting to be like a Indiana Jones kind of guy. Like that was the idea. Except I didn't like archaeology. I didn't want to go steal other people's shit. I didn't want to dig up bones, and I want to go steal other people's shit. So I didn't go to archaeology. I was a cultural anthropologist and a philosopher. But now I wish I would have gone and stole other people's shit. Because I would have been good at stealing other people's shit. I would have been very good at stealing other people's shit and finding shit. I'm really good. You want me to find other people's shit. You got a problem. You found somebody that, oh, they stole this or that, or they got this from me. You want to find where it's at. You need an investigator. I thought of getting in the private investigating business. I'll find. Oh, that's one of our planes. I'll find that motherfucker. I'll find your shit. That all these people with the elections, like, oh, I want to be a whatever they call it. You know, some kind of investigator. We need something for a vote. We need a. You don't need those people to vote, man. It's a formal thing, man. It's a nice night out here, guys. What are some of your bets, you guys? What is your Deb the dudes in the house, as well as what are your two main bets? My main bet I already threw out there. What are your guys' main bets? Help the channel here. Help people like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much as always. But Deb the dude, Real News MMA, you guys can share your primary bets for the night in the chat. Share it with people. Let's put it out there. I mean, they don't have to fucking bet it. Oh, forensic examiners. We don't need a forensic vote. These people watch fucking goddamn TV. Oh, we need a forensic examination. You don't realize, like, forensics involves a lot of science. Everybody just assumes, like, oh, it's forensics. Like, forensics is a wide variety of sciences. Why, you know, like, they're forensic geologists. Like, they examine rocks. You know, like, they just use it as a term. Forensic lawyers, they're forensic lawyers. They go and look for money that other people stole in the legal business. They're forensics. We need a forensic examination. You want to just have call a doctor. If you need a forensic examination of your ass, you know. Funny that people act this way. Cheaty TKO. Deb the dude is on Cheaty TKO. I mean, that's at plus 140. I mean, I'm not with you there, man. I think it's a stay away. Like why invest in something that's plus 140 when you like could invest in what I invested in is Agapovia TKO. Not as sure, or just as sure against Jillian. Who's a better opponent, Jillian Robertson or Rodriguez? I think Jillian Robertson's an easier opponent to knock out than Rodriguez. So I think my bet at plus 500 is better than yours, right? Oh, Jillian sub at plus 140. Dev, where are you making your money? I got you. I got your positions, though. I got it. I'm with you 1,000% on the variance. Two very binary fights, but I'm on the opposite side of them because I'm on the money-making side. And in fact, I'm off of Rodriguez Cheaty, but I'm on fucking Agapovia with that TKO at plus 500. And I threw a $50 free bet with an additional $40 on it. I like my odds better than yours. Because you get plus 140 by sub. I got plus 500. My $40 equates to your $100. And $50 free bet. They let me do a $50 free bet on Agapodia by sub at plus 500. Those fucking people are stupid because I'm going to hit that. You know what I mean? It's alright. It's okay if I lose it. You know? I was going to do $100 on just on it with my money. So I'm using $50 of the app's money and 40 of my own. And I'm happy with that because I was going to bet it anyways. And I saw that plus 500 line. That made my decision for me. You want plus 500 for the TKO, or you want plus 140 for the sub? Again, my $100 is going to make almost four times your $100. You know, I mean, it's simple math for me. And I could afford to lose it. You know what I mean? The $40 I'm losing. Because I put 50 of it is on a free bet. Like, it's all day. I was going to put $100 on Agapodia on the money line. Dev, I love me some Jillian Robinson. Everybody that knows me, Jillian Robinson is my favorite female MMA fighter. And not for her fighting. There are things about Jillian Robinson that I'm an old man, and it helps me. I'm telling you. I love me some Jillian Robinson. She could submit me any day. Take me down, Jillian. Oh, I just want to smell her. I believe she smells very well. Like, I believe Jillian has, like... Well, I like Van Camp, too. I like Van Camp. Now you're talking. Oh, Robinson. Oh. Robinson. Oh. That hair. Like, you have nice hair, Deb, but her hair is glossy. It shimmers in the sun. Her skin is so soft. It's like it irradiates just a beautiful comfortness. Oh, that skin. Oh my God. Oh. And, oh, I bet she smells good. I bet Jillian Robinson smells so good. Oh. Oh. Don't get me started, guys. I mean, I have a thing for that woman. Like, oh. I will. Oh. She could hug. Oh, that, like, she arouses an old man. I'll tell you that much. And did I talk about her skin? That skin is so soft. I can't believe she's a fighter. And the hair and her eyes. Oh my God. Her eyes. She's so aware and opens up. I think she's the most underrated beauty in the UFC. She's one of the most beautiful women in the UFC that is not doesn't, because she's a good woman. That I love that too. She's not on OnlyFans like these other bitches. You know? Because if she was on OnlyFans, guess what? I'm getting on OnlyFans. I'm getting that only money. I'm putting my only money into her. I'm sold. Jillian, what do you want? What do you want a month? I'm there. I'll join your OnlyFans. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to admit it. I'm gonna be on Jillian's OnlyFans page. If she has to go that route, I'm supporting it. I'm supporting it. I'm supporting it, man, because that woman is beautiful. Beautiful hair, beautiful skin, smells good, soft skin, good looking, nice ass, great body, smart. Everything I look for in and Canadian? Shit. Don't get me started. That's what I love. I love Canadian women. My baby's mama's Canadian. I'm telling you, I'll be all over Jillian. I think she's one of the best looking female MMA fighters that is not recognized as like great looking. I don't know why. Maybe because she doesn't want it. And I respect that even more. I respect that even more, that she doesn't want to be objectified as like a sex symbol. You know, other women do. They want to be like sexy, conejo, you know, all these other fucking fighters. No, Jillian don't want to do that shit. She's a smart woman, man. And I'm highly, highly attracted to that. Highly attracted to that woman. All right, so it's turned into a, I told you these hollows will sneak up on you guys. Hey, all right, guys, we've made our points. Thank you for participating in the chat. We've drank the Half Acre Hallow double IPA. I'm going to enjoy this vintage Macanudo, the rest of it. Not talking with you guys, just fucking chilling with my own self. Man, I appreciate all you guys that come in here. Please like and subscribe. Make sure that you, hit the like button. Good luck this weekend, everybody. And if you've made it this far, you are about better. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good weekend. I'm not going to be live anymore. Smoke these. Thanks, guys. Everyone knows. Oh my God, it smells so good. Cook your own food. Make some smart bets. Let's go this weekend, guys. We know what we're doing. Trying to get this off.